Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Shemi Shai Bahashim Akakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone, even the elders that came before them, that taught us his true Shalom and salutations, all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful light tabernacle of David. I'm the elder Yashawan. Shalom and salutations to you all. This is the WW3 Daily Update, and I'm going to keep this real quick. Israel took it to the next level by hitting the gas field, right? Now it opens up, hitting, destroying oil, right? So this is a new level. One day ago, Iran says U.S., Israel, struck giant gas field in the Gulf. Let's see. This would be the first time an Iranian upstream oil and gas facility was targeted during the war. Oil prices jump on the news. All right, so now oil fields are targets. Okay. Why? Because Israel took it there.
Joining us now is Bloomberg Washington correspondent Tyler Kendall at the White House. And I think the president made 2 points there that we should discuss. One, no help from NATO, which he continues to press on that issue. The other is that we're going to leave very shortly, he said. What do you hear, Tyler, that the president and his colleagues want to see in Iran before they can leave? What do they need to see before they can say, mission accomplished?
Well, Matt, that's perhaps the biggest question and why President Trump is repeatedly asked about his objectives and how the White House is ultimately measuring progress when it comes to the conflict in the Middle East. And as President Trump mentioned yesterday, confirming that the U.S. has already hit more than 7,000 Iranian military targets. Then the question becomes, what is going to happen next, as a senior Israeli defense official confirms to Bloomberg News that Israel did carry out the strike on Iran's largest natural gas field, marking the first time that the country's upstream oil and gas facilities have been hit during this war. Now,
so that changes everything. What is Iran going to do in response? Let's see. Iran responds to gas field being, because what they're doing is they're going tit for tat, targeted. Iran is responding to each of their strikes. Okay, so it says Iran targets Middle East energy infrastructures after Israeli strike on gas field. So they're going tit for tat. Middle East war escalates after attack on key Iranian gas field. 12 hours, 15 hours. World's largest gas field. I want to hear what they're doing. See, it says just in 4 days ago. Iran says Israel's gas fields are now a target. Let's see. Watch that one. It says BB violently lashed out. After 133, I like that. That's the 1/3. What was the other one? After 15 hours, 154. ABC News. Just watch that.
I'm in northern Iraq covering the war in Iran. Israel bombed the Iranian section of the largest gas field in the world and set off a chain reaction of dramatic escalation. Iran attacking energy facilities across the Middle East and sent oil and gas prices soaring. Brent crude is now trading at over $114 a barrel. Gas markets around Europe have all opened very high this morning. President Trump posted overnight that he knew nothing of Israel's initial attack, But he said that the US would, quote, massively blow up Iran's South Pars gas field if they continue hitting energy sites. But South Pars is linked to Qatar's gas field, and the country is reporting significant damage to their gas infrastructure from Tehran's attacks, including major fires at the largest liquefied natural gas plant in the world. Energy sites in the UAE and Saudi Arabia were also targeted. The long-term impact on energy infrastructure risks massive economic fallout for months to come. Meantime, the Washington Post reports the Pentagon has now requested another $200 billion for the war. That is likely to run into trouble with lawmakers in Congress. And as the crisis worsens, administration officials struggle to find answers as to why the U.S. decided to take action against Iran in the first place. In Washington, National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard was asked whether Iran posed an immediate threat before the U.S. attack, as President Trump has claimed.
Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
It is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States.
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
No, you're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House.
Confused rulers, clearly. Okay, so I'm going to keep this real short. First, I want to go back to the previous video of them trying to get out. Okay? They're not getting out. This thing is ratcheting up, right? That's what we're watching. It says, Mideast war escalates after attack. So you're making the wrong move. We go back one more. Slovakia. We go back one more, and they're talking about how...
Reba here.
Well, they're trying to figure out how they're going to get out of there. No. How quickly they can get out. Isn't that what they said? Right here.
Bloomberg Washington correspondent Tyler Kendall at the White House, and I think the president made 2 points there that we should discuss. One, no help from NATO, which he continues to press on that issue. The other is that we're going to leave very shortly.
How? You're not going to leave very short. You're ratcheting, Bibi is ratcheting shit up. How are you going to leave? Right? So what is this? You're going to leave very shortly. That's peace and safety. Right?
That we're going to leave very shortly,
No.
He said. What do you hear, Tyler, that the president and his colleagues want to see in Iran before they can leave? What do they need to see before they can say?
Peace and safety is what they need to see. What is Bibi doing? He lighting up gas fields. And
Mission accomplished.
Well, Matt, that's perhaps the biggest question and why President Trump is repeatedly asked about his objectives and how the White House is ultimately measuring progress when it comes to the conflict in the Middle East. And as President Trump mentioned yesterday, confirming that the U.S. has already hit more than 7,000 Iranian military targets. Then the question becomes, what is going to happen next, as a senior Israeli defense official confirms to Bloomberg News that Israel did carry out the strike on Iran's largest natural gas field, marking the first time that the country's upstream oil and gas facilities have been hit during this war. Now, President Trump has said, as you are mentioning, that we could see an end to the war in the, quote, very near future, but that he's not quite ready to let the operations end just yet.
He can't, because they're fighting back pursuant to this right here.
I'm in northern Iraq.
Salah. This. Mideast war escalates. That's all we need. So let me get peace and safety. I'm going to keep it real short. There is no peace and safety. This thing ain't going nowhere. First Thessalonians 5 and 13. Slot 5 and 3. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, and they shall not escape. There ain't no ceasefire going on. This is, I mean, they might try to quell it because we need some time for the sea hit, but 11, Rev 11 and 14 in the K. Jerver, K. Jev. Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh shortly. There's no peace and safety. With that, we pray that the elect were edified, you brothers. It's just a quick update. Shalom.